It is Sunday the 20th of October 2019 and we are in Benicassim, our beloved Benicassim. It's an amazing place, but it's not such an amazing place for recording because it's quite noisy, but we'll record it anyway and we will go back 2 weeks to Ascot. How did we get on in Ascot this time around?
Well, it had been all modernised. It was looking really smart, nice, lovely benches, lovely layout. It was really nice. The only thing that they can never do anything with is the road noise. It's got a massive busy road just above it, and I think that's the killer for it, really. Just noisy road. But I like it. I like Ascot. And obviously train, yeah.
Road noise and train noise.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the trains are very, very long.
Yeah.
The goods trains, they seem to go on forever.
Yeah.
And they're quite noisy.
But they've done it up lovely.
Air.
It's really spotlessly clean and lovely benches, and it was all laid out lovely. It was really nice, yeah. But we moved on the next day, did we?
Yeah, we only did one night there.
One night.
And then we went down the road a little bit to Ginestar.
Yeah, which was wonderful. That was a super place, yeah.
Nice wee village.
What's the village like?
It's very old. It's surrounded by vineyards. Lovely wee village. We walked through it several times and it's really, really nice. Vineyards don't know whether they're still in use, but they're lovely to look at. Lovely to walk through. There's a road goes right through the middle, which we walked. But nice.
Leads right down to the river too, and the river was lovely.
Right down to the river. Went down there a couple of times and sat there.
It's lovely. When you say road though, it sounds like it's a road and cars do go on it, but it's not even like a road. It's just like cement down the middle of a field.
It's concrete. It's a concrete road. White concrete.
White concrete down through the vine.
One lane.
Yeah,
it's not a road as we know.
It's not a lot of traffic anyway on it though, and they see you and they stop and they don't go.
A couple of cars, the locals' cars and bikes, mostly used by walkers.
Yeah, it's lovely. There's loads of people who have bought land there and are living there, like people from Britain and France and all the different places, because
Netherlands,
where we were in the air, they had to come there for water, and it was amazing the amount of different people that are living there. It's absolutely fantastic. You know, the life they've got, a simple life, but they've obviously given up life in the city or anywhere to live that lifestyle that they've got, having to collect water yeah. And one couple, the wee girls seem to be at the school, and they, it's amazing the amount of people, different ages.
Yeah, they were French, weren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that was what do we have, 4 vans in that air? That's all there was.
Yeah.
And obviously in van life, the van comes into the air, and the first thing they do is they position themselves, and they're out and in, and anyway they get a good position, and then they put on their levels and they go onto their levels, and then they come out the van, they walk about and they look for the services and see what has to offer. So anyway, the people in the other vans are watching all this going on.
Well, we don't know what
forming their own opinions
we know in
of
this
these
van
things. Forming their own opinion of these people right away, and these people are looking at the regs to see what nationality people are. So anyway, it was us, and then there was a young German couple, and then the next van that came in next to them was, well, he was, I don't know what age he was, but he had the kind of grey hair and longish grey hair and wee tight trousers, these shorts kind of thing, and I don't know, they even if he had a hat on or whatever. But then they walked up round the services, and then they went back, and then Mark said, I think we're in for trouble here. And we all had our own little benches with lovely lights under them at night. But this guy went over to the bench across, and then he just brought out his guitar and he started playing music, which so happened to be Leonard Cohen music. And then he was singing away, hallelujah, and other ones I can't remember the name of. So that was quite interesting for them. And then the young couple in the van next to us, she was they're a nice young couple, would always smile and say hi and things like that. But when she was very tall and slender.
They were German.
And she would put on her little top and her shorts and sit on her bench cross-legged and crochet, which was unusual in itself. And then there was one day she came out with her towel and her mat and put that down, and she started doing her yoga, which was absolutely, I don't know. I looked out the window, not that I was being nosy, but I did look, and I couldn't even see her head. There was a leg going one way, an arm going another way, and such like. So after all this, for a wee while, the guy in the next van, who was German people as well, he came up with his coffee percolator kind of thing to wash it out. And I saw him looking between our van and the young German couple's van. And I thought, what's he looking at? And I looked, and here she was stretched out as if she had died and somebody laid her there, because she was just totally, she was obviously meditating, is that the word? And stretched right out. She lay like that for quite a while, but anyway, apparently she was all right because she was wandering about afterwards. But yeah, that was an experience. So that's a kind of small air somewhere in Catalonia. It's only got 4 vans in it, and something happens all the time. You just sit
There's
there
something
and
happening all the
laugh.
time with the van people, but there's stuff happening all the time with the village people as well.
Oh yeah,
'Cause they
the
were always
village
walking
people.
about.
Oh. They speak in Catalan. They were strong. They weren't speaking Spanish. They were really strong. And every morning it was dark at 6 o'clock. I would take it about 6. And they would wander about, and they would wander past the van, away up these little roads that they had, and chatting away really, really loud. Really loud. It was unbelievable. I think they had a dog with them. And then you would know, because they would come back. By this time you were out with Timo, weren't you? And they were coming back. But they never stopped talking to each other. That's one thing I noticed all the time.
They talk quite loud,
In
don't they?
Catalan, the Catalan people
They
talk all
they
the
speak
time to
quite
each
loud.
other, and they're very loud. We could walk about and not speak to each other for a week, but these people just chat constantly to each other, really, really loud. But obviously it's just their way, but it was just quite funny the way the village people were. They're practically shouting at each other, really. But they must be nice. I mean, it can't be that they're not arguing.
No,
or
they're
anything
not.
like
They're
that.
not angry, and they're not shouting
just
in
the
an
way they
angry way.
speak.
It's just the way they speak.
Yeah, but that was
Speak very
a
loudly.
lovely village. You could just have stayed there forever. It was just
Yeah,
so
how long did we
relaxed.
stay there?
3 nights we were
3
there.
nights, yeah. We had to
But
kind of tear ourselves
before-
away, didn't we?
Well, yeah, before we move on, and one of the reasons we had to tear ourselves away is because you had your exercise equipment there.
Oh yes, I had my bicycle and all the other different. And on this little road that was going up, that was just really a bit of concrete in the middle of the vines, they had stopping places with benches under the trees and exercise equipment. Maybe about 3 lots of it on the way to the river.
Yeah.
Must have been. And it was so lovely, and it was so unusual to have it. And people used it. We saw people using it.
Oh,
the
you
yoga
used
girl,
it.
the yoga girl went up and used the bike, my bike, the one that I used. Yeah, that was fun. I liked it. Really wanted one of those. I want Dad to make me one of those.
Was it really a bike?
No, it wasn't a bike. It was. You sat on a chair and you pedalled. It was just pedals, really, but it was fun and it was good. Yeah, I liked that. Didn't really want to leave that either, but I liked it. But I could have stayed there. Could have had that lifestyle, just going for water and doing all that. It's lovely. It's
And
beautiful.
partly because of that, when we were leaving, we had a wee drive through the Burger Valley, which has a lot more of these sort of
Yeah,
little things
yeah.
where people live. So that was a nice little drive. And then we came into Tortosa.
Which it was a big
It was
town.
a big. It was a big. It is.
After being in
It's
this
a
little
city.
village, it was a big town and there was a lot of traffic. I think I was saying this to you, Matt, recently though. I think it was a beautiful place. It was just the difference between that village and being in a town
Yeah,
and
going
being
from
so
the wee
many.
village.
panicked a bit in amongst it all because it was just so busy, and it was the old town where it was really narrow streets, and there were still cars, which I thought it shouldn't have been. But there was beautiful shops, and it was really
lovely to walk through.
Yeah, but that day in particular was very hot. That was
and very humid.
Very humid. That was the start of that really humid weather. And we walked 16,000 steps, 16,000 and something, because we went looking for an Asda, not an Asda, a Lidl.
An Aldi.
Alcampo, that's what it was. And we just kept walking on and on and on and on, and that was, wow, that was. But it's right beside the river, and it's lovely. That's the same river, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was up at the village.
Yeah, that's also on the Ebro.
Yeah.
But it was nice. It was a pleasant enough air, and nice walks. We did another town walk as well through the park. It was lovely.
It was a nice. I think if I hadn't been in the village first, because I was so relaxed in that village and so quiet, and there was absolutely nothing at all no noise or anything apart from the chatting women. But there was nothing. There's no noise or anything. It was just so relaxed, and then you just go into traffic again.
It was so
it's quite
busy.
hard going into traffic.
Very busy.
Though, after living the van life. I think it's difficult getting into towns and traffic lights and things like that you just don't encounter when you're going round all the villages.
So we only stayed there one night.
So we could only take one night, and then we had to head out onto the wetlands to recover from Toza experience.
Yes.
What's the wetlands like?
Again, that was a lovely air we were in. It was a kind of restaurant, and it had a big air, and we arrived there on a Saturday, was it?
It was.
And there was loads and loads of people, children on bikes, and a lot of Spanish people were using the air with their children, and we called them the noisy family because we always put names to everybody. So this was the noisy family, and this wee boy was going up and down on a bike like there was no tomorrow, wasn't he? He was skidding all over the place. His father was exactly the same. His father was going up on the back wheel the whole way up and down the camp.
Showing off.
Yeah, but that was, I think, maybe the place where we got several bites.
Yeah, because it is the wetlands. The wetlands are amazing. Mm-hmm. It's a peninsula, big peninsula block that goes out into the ocean.
There's rice fields, though, isn't it? It's rice fields because they were flooded.
They've dug canals, a series of massively long canals biting right into the delta, and it's full of paddy fields, rice fields. It's an amazing piece of technology.
I think it was the next day that we walked to the village, which was a fair distance away.
Yeah.
It was hot and it was humid.
It was another long walk.
It was so hot and humid.
So hot.
And eventually we got to it. And it was a lovely village. It was beautiful. Pure white houses.
Yeah.
And everything was white.
white.
Every building, all low buildings.
Very clean.
Restaurants, lovely restaurants. Everybody sitting outside. And we just had to sit on a bench and recover because we were so tired. But the houses were just out of this world. That village was beautiful. On the way back, we stopped at the wall of the canal and we splashed ourselves with water and splashed Timo with water. And that did help for the next bit of the journey. It did really get in the coolness. It was lovely. And then we walked right back to the van, and that was a fair walk. I don't know how many, was it 12,000 steps or something we did on that?
I think it was,
something big. But it was just the humidity, I think, more than anything that we really suffered with. Maybe because, I don't know, because we live in Scotland, we're not used to that, but the humidity was unbelievable. Everything you did, you just felt like so weak. Just to do the simple task, you felt weak.
And that was where the mosquitoes were.
Oh, the mosquitoes, bites were unbelievable.
You and Mark suffered the most.
I think, to be honest, my bites were really bad. Mark's were bad. You had, at first you'd never thought you got bad ones, but then you did get bad ones at the wetlands. The first lot we got, I had bad ones.
More possibly, but you had the worst ones.
I think I won it just by a tiny wee bit, but anyway, I've taken photographs of mine, so I've got proof. I was sending pictures to Yvonne, look at them today for a wee bit of sympathy.
So because of that, we left there as well.
Yeah, the humidity, I think, wasn't it, that drove us away from there, yeah. Well, Mark gave us a choice because he said the first year when it was closed, you said, but I've got one more to try, is that what you said? And the choices are...
Well, we went to the second one and it was full.
It was full.
We couldn't get in there. So
And
then we had the choice of going to a paying air a little bit further down the coast, or going to one up in the hills where it was going to be much colder, or just going a bit further down the coast to Benicassim.
So he said, by the time I stop, I'll drive on, by the time I stop, I want an answer and I want a decision out of that. That's your choices. So obviously then when we stopped and he said, where do you want to go? I said, well, Benicassim, it doesn't even bear me thinking about it. So we just drove down and we drove back into Benicassim.
And here we are, and a week later, here we still are.
Loving every minute of it, but unfortunately it's all come to an end tonight. We leave in the morning, so that's it. We've got Timo booked into the vet. Well, not booked in because they don't do appointments. It's right across the road from Mercadona. Mercadona's just round the corner from where we are. We decided to use this vet, so we went in on Friday maybe, I don't know what day it is. Friday maybe we went in to make an appointment, which we thought, that's the normal thing to do. Let's get an appointment for Monday. She might be really busy and not be able to take us, but we'll need to do it as quick as we can. So first of all, it was a weird vet. There was no reception, and anyway, she came out. So I had to ask her if she spoke English because she gave me a big long story in Spanish first, which I don't know what she was saying, but anyway. And I said, "Do you speak English?" And she said, "A little." So she was really good at English. She knew quite a lot.
Very good,
and she said, "I see you have no dog." Which made me laugh because I thought that was so funny the way she said it. And she's looking like, because obviously Mark had Timo. So it's like, "I see you have no dog." I said, "No, it's just to make an appointment." "Oh, we do not take him. We do not make appointments. Just bring him in." So that was when we made the appointment. We made arrangements to take him in. So Monday morning, 10:30, and then we have to leave. And we're to be in Cali for what time are we in Cali for? Saturday morning at 7 something? 7
or something.
We need to get up at
7:36.
5 or something.
Trainers.
We need to get up really early because we've got to go to pet check-in and check Timo in and then go through all the stuff there.
Well, hopefully we'll have a nice journey back through France.
Hopefully it won't be, it'll be cold.
Well, hopefully it'll be a nice journey though.
Yeah, but it'll be cold. It'll be freezing. Because we've had lovely temperatures, apart from today. Today was cloudy and we had some rain. But yesterday was like 28, 29 and beautiful, but not that humid way that we had in Tortosa. Just been lovely. Oh, and the beach and the town itself is just lovely. Everything about it.
Had some good walks. Been down to the beach a lot.
Yeah.
Been sitting on your bench in the promenade.
But we don't find it far, I mean, obviously, Benicassim is made. It's got the hills, and then it's where we are, like high up, but it doesn't feel high. But there's the beautiful big hills, and then that's where we are. And then we walk down through the kind of little streets at lovely little places, not even light streets, but lovely. And then you get to the main street, and then you go through that lot, and there's villas and beautiful loads of money and flats and lovely. And then you're down to the beach, so it's like divided, isn't it? It's different.
It's about a 15-minute walk.
Oh no, maybe longer, but it's lovely, every part of it. We just love it. However, we've got to leave it tomorrow morning. And it's amazing, but it's been 2 years and yet we're still seeing things that we saw 2 years ago, aren't we? Like the Dalmatian dogs, because we're parked right at the orchard where we parked the last time. And they bring the dogs in here to walk them. And the Dalmatians that came the last time over here, were here.
The thing that amazed me the most, I think, is not just that the Dalmatians are still here and the old man with the bucket is still here, but the drummers are still here.
Oh, forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah, we heard them the last time we were here because they were practicing for their Easter parade.
And we went running along to listen to them. Remember, we went out that night and they're so good, they're really good.
And we came here again and It's crazy, these drums. So they were obviously practicing. We heard them 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
They were obviously practicing for something.
I like them though. I
they're
think
super.
the drums are terrific.
They're
really.
amazing, yeah.
And it's all local people. I mean, there's all age groups and girls and everything in it, and women in it, and everybody does it. It must just be a local thing. But they practice just at the next year. Well, this might be the same year, but just along the road, and it's really loud. So that, and the barking dogs, and the cockerel in the morning, the train, the road noise, but we still love it.
And that's all the regular road noise.
Yeah.
There was one night where we had some additional noise because there was the French and Dutch party going on.
Oh,
You want to explain about the French and Dutch party?
well, in front of us, where this is like parallel parking here, is that what you call it, when it's on the line? And the first couple are a Dutch couple, and she is very loud. And then there's us, and then there was a French van behind us. So it was very hot, and we obviously sitting with the doors open, and the French man went up to services, and then he came back and he shouted in to me some bonjour or something like that. And I went to the door, and he's saying something about, I think he might have said, do you speak English or something? And I was saying, no, we're Scottish and stuff. And then he was like telling us he was French in his own way. So then he came back and he said something else. So I just shouted in Mark, because he can talk to these people. So anyway, he said something to you, he was trying to learn how to say good afternoon or something like that, wasn't there? Something he was going on to
I
you
think
about.
he was just trying to translate bonjour.
Yeah.
He started with good morning.
So anyway,
Then I tried to explain about good afternoon, and he couldn't understand the concept of having a good morning and a good afternoon rather than just simply a bonjour.
so he put his
that was
hands
enough
up in
for
the
him,
air and
so
away he went. Francais, saying Francais, and away he went. So then we noticed that the next, right at our back window, there was table and chairs going out, and the Frenchman and his partner had the Dutch woman and her husband in. There were 4 of them were having a wee party, and we weren't invited because we felt that we failed the language test. But because it was right at our back window, and obviously we were having our dinner here in the lounge, and we were hearing them, and there was no understanding of their language between them at all. It was all hand signals
They
and
didn't have a common
shouting.
language.
No. So again, we were people watching and finding this extremely funny, and glad we weren't invited to the party, but we obviously realised it. We failed it when we couldn't explain his bonjour or whatever it was. So that was us, but that was a fun night as well. It's the little things. That's Timo with his bowl. It's just the little things these things that make you laugh so much, and it's just innocent fun, but it's really funny at the time. It really is. So they're away. They went away. The Dutch people are still here, but the French people went away the next day. I think that was a farewell party. Anyway, I think that's it now. We have to wind it up again because we've got to get up and do our stuff tomorrow and go.
That's it for another trip.
Yeah.